leaders, leaders that ask more ultimately are going to get more out of their conversations and their coaching with their reps, right? The best leaders today, they don't coach by telling, they coach by asking. And here's why. When you tell, you might get some agreement. You might get them to say, yep, I got it. I'll make sure to make those changes on the next call. But when you ask, now you're getting ownership. You're getting their buy-in. And ownership and their buy-in, that's what actually changes the behavior patterns that we're looking for. So if you're a leader and you've ever thought, like, I've told them 100 times what to do and what to say, this is actually why that keeps happening over and over again. You're doing the thinking for them. And your job as a coach, it's to pull the answers out of your reps, not push your answers onto them. So an easy way to tell is like, if your rep's doing most of the talking in the conversation, Brett, you're probably coaching, right? But if you're doing most of the talking, you're probably just teaching. And so when you coach, who's talking more, right? You are the rep. Now, if you are doing more of the talking, here's a question you can steal today to use in your next coaching conversation. This is actually a breakdown of a coach catastrophe when you're doing most of the talking, but we're going to break down on the left side what most managers are doing. And that's basically, this is a list of observations, right? So things like you push past the gatekeeper, your intro was too long, you're feature dumping, you missed a buying sign. And even when those things might be true in that call that you're going over, that's not coaching, right? On the right side, this is how to speak coach in our language, right? So it's same coaching moment, but it's a completely different type of an approach. So instead of telling your reps what happened, you want to get curious about why those things happen on the call. So questions like you guys can see here on the slide, what made you decide to skip over the gatekeeper? Or how did the DM react to your intro? Or what were you hoping these features would accomplish in that moment, right? The trick is to think of your reps like you think of customers. Like when you're selling, you don't win by telling or lecturing your prospects. You win by asking and doing discovery, right? Uncovering the wants, goals, and needs. Coaching is really the same thing. So what you want to do is you want to uncover what they heard on the call, what they were thinking during that conversation, and what they do differently the next time. Because if your reps can explain their thinking, then you can actually change that, right? And here's a couple more questions for you guys, right? The first one is, tell me about a time you had to do something similar. And this is a connect type of a question. This is going to force them to pull a real example from memory. And now you're coaching their actual experience, not just theory. I actually stole this from Tony Robbins. He does a really great talk on taking something from a past experience to help you learn a new skill. And then the second question that you can ask is, let's practice this. Do you want me to be the rep, or you want to be, or the customer, right? And this is, again, that practice piece, because if they can't say it in the coaching moment, they're probably not going to be able to say it in the real moment either. And the great thing about this is it doesn't have to take 10 minutes. This could be 60 seconds, right? Let's say they're struggling with their intro statement or a brush off. Model a 15-second intro practice, try it a couple times, give them a couple redos, and then they're done.